Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Julia. I'm the owner of Handmade Jules on Instagram and Facebook. This is a knitting podcast where I talk about mainly knitting, a little bit of crochet, all of my current whips, some finished objects every once in a while, not very much, and lots of fun yarny things that I get in the mail. So it's just a fun place for me to share everything that I've been working on, and I'm so happy you're here. Today I have a lot of exciting things. I was thinking back in January, I'm like, oh my goodness, February podcast is going to be a good one. I have lots of things to share with you, and I'm going to jump right into it, start with what I'm wearing. So if you remember, if you watched last podcast, the one in January, I was still working on my Trinigan, and I said, I am going to wear my Trinigan in my February podcast. And am I wearing it? You bet I am. You bet I am. I'm going to stand up so you get the full look. Here it is in all its glory. Yay, you guys, I finished it. Finally. So this is the Trinigan by Andrea Mowry. I'm going to kind of break down the entire project, pattern, whatever you want to call it, talk all about it today. So if you've been watching me since like last year, or you rewatched a bunch of my videos, I started this last March, the end of March. So basically April. I cast this on. I got this yarn last Christmas, December 2022. I received this beautiful color gradient yarn. I don't know what you want to call it. And then I bought the contrast color, or the main color, to go with it. So I will start with the yarn. So this yarn is Cascade 220 Superwash. So it's just the classic wool yarn that Cascade has. It's the worsted weight. This dark color is Galaxy, I believe it's called. And I don't even know if I have a label anymore. Don't know. I'm pretty sure this dark color is called Galaxy. I really should have looked that up. So yeah. And then the pink color gradient color is the Cascade 220 Superwash in the Wave collection, I think you want to call it. Also don't know that color because I received it as a gift, and the tag does not tell you the color name, but it's like pinks and yellows and purples, and they blend together so beautifully. Give you a little close up here of that gradient all the way down. I love how the sleeve, like you can really see the difference on the sleeve, because I started obviously with like a different part of the ball for the sleeves. They're super nice. So that is the yarn I used. I really loved working with this yarn. It was super easy. I didn't find it really split at all. It was like a decently twisty, especially like the gradient one. You can see like it looks like two colors twisted together, because it is, but I didn't find that it was very splitty at all. So it was very fun to work with. This took me forever to do, because, so this is, I'm going to go back to the pattern now. This is the Andrea Mowry Trinigan. So it's a drop shoulder, very oversized cardigan. And as you can see on the inside, my floats are like insane. This is mosaic knitting. So basically, it takes twice as long to do the same amount of work, like the same amount of knitting. So it's a lot of like slipping stitches and knitting, and then slipping knitting. So that's why your rows, you don't feel like you're getting a lot done, but you're knitting like crazy. So I did not know anything about mosaic knitting before I started this. Yeah, it took forever. That's all I have to say. It blocked out absolutely beautifully. So when I was knitting it, it was very like bumpy, because I'd been slipping knitting, and you know when that happens, like you're gonna get a little bit of like bumps and variation in your stitch like evenness, I guess. But this blocked out incredibly nice. Like it's so flat now and it all just melds together so beautifully. I love the 2x2 rib collar and the bottom and the edges of the cuffs. It's all so nice. This collar, I had to pick up like so many stitches. You guys, it was like 300 something stitches that I had to pick up. And I really hate picking up stitches. So I will take that into consideration the next time I want to do a cardigan. I might pick one that has like the collar built into the body of the cardigan, just because it was so much work and it was at the very end when I was ready to be done and I'm like, this is killing me inside. So I did the body, and then once I finished the body, I think I did one sleeve, and then I decided I was going to do the collar before doing the last sleeve because I really didn't want to end with having this dreaded amount of knitting to do at the very, very end. So, and I'm so glad I did that because I pushed through that last little, the collar to get that last sleeve done, and the sleeves were a breeze because look how short they are. It's not even a sleeve hardly because it's like so drop shoulder, so oversized that you don't really need to knit that whole bunch of sleeve. So I love how oversized and comfy this is. You can dress this up or dress it down. Today, obviously, I'm dressing it down. I'm wearing it as like a house coat, basically. But I did wear it to church a couple weeks ago, and I wore it with like some nice like Lulu pants and a plain, I think it was like plain, I don't even know. I'm going to post a picture. I took some pictures with me wearing it with my church outfit, so I can show you that. Yeah, it's just like so nice, and I'm so proud of myself for getting it done. And look at that I-cord 3-needle bind off. That's not an I-cord, it's a 3-needle bind off, but I love that definition. It's so nice. I just love all the details of it, and yeah, I think it looks really good on me. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm really happy I got it done, and it felt so good to get that blocked and see it all pretty and done. So yeah, you guys, thank you for bearing with me with this project that's been 10 months in the making. So, and once I finished this, I was like, I had the freedom to just like build, knit so many more things. So I cast a whole bunch of stuff on after I got this done. It was kind of like a present to myself for getting it done. So January was full of like new whips, finishing old whips, and it was amazing for my soul. I'm going to move on to talk about some other finished objects that I completed since the last podcast. This is the Say Anything hat by Thomson. So, as you can see, it says Miami Dolphins. I knit this hat with Woolies New. Why am I blanking? Loops and Threads Impeccable yarn. It's 100% acrylic yarn, and it doesn't want to focus on the hat. It's looking at my head. So this is just like a plain Michaels brand, super cheap yarn. I knit this with the intent of giving it to my cousin. I did get it done before the Miami Chiefs game, but then they lost. So now I'm going to save it for her for next year, and I may make another one with ribbing just to see the difference. I just like to play around with these hats. This hat specifically I really played around with. So in the actual pattern, I'll show you the original one I made. So this is the first one I made, the Buffalo Bills one. It's supposed to be just a 1x1 rib, and then your writing here, and then your pom-pom, whatever, the classic decrease. I changed a few things. I made another NFL hat for my sister-in-law's boyfriend for Christmas. I don't have it anymore, so I can't show you that one, but I did make some modifications to that one. And then when I went ahead and started making this Miami one, I thought I want to make the brim like smooth. So I did a folded over brim. So it's still double layered, but it's all straight stockinette. Obviously you can see that. And I folded it over and then knit the two together. So it's tucked inside all nice. And I like it. It's nice. It could have been a little tighter. The brim, I decreased stitches already, knowing that ribbing is obviously going to shrink in and stockinette is not. So I'd already decreased stitches thinking that was enough, but I probably could have done a little bit more, and that would have made it even more snug on your head. I can post a picture of me wearing the hat. I did take a picture just to test it out and see if I liked it. It's nice. Yeah, I don't know if I like it more than the ribbing or not, but I'm gonna probably make another one of these for next season. Yeah, at some point. It's not like any rush or anything. I'm just doing this for fun, but I love how the words turned out. So this Say Anything hat is basically you can write any phrase you make. There's like a chart for you to make your own phrase, and then you just follow that color work chart when it comes in the pattern, and you look like an absolute knitting genius when you make these hats. Everybody's so impressed with me, and they're like, how did you do the words? I'm like, it's so easy. It's so easy, you guys. If you are new to color work, if you've never done color work, this is like, well, maybe not very simple, but like it's doable for anyone to try. So I highly recommend this pattern, Say Anything Hat by Thomson. It's a pattern on Ravelry. Yeah, I love it. Super cute. So this is all with that Loops and Threads yarn. I have a lot more, so I'll be making more of these probably in the future. Moving on to, what else do I want to talk about? My Grinch socks. Yes. So these socks I started back in December during Vlogmas, I believe I cast these on. So early to mid-December. And I finished them in the month of January. Not exactly sure the exact day, but they are beautiful, you guys. I haven't blocked them or anything, but I got them on the blockers here just to show you. So this yarn is Long Dog Yarn's Merry Grinchmas sock set, and the accent color is Cindy Lou Who. I just love the pink speckles in that green. It's so Grinchy, and hot pink is like my favorite. So I really enjoyed making these socks. I love the pop of color on the top of the cuff there that I did. So this is just a 1x1 ribbed, one by one ribbed cuff. I think I did like 20 rounds. This doesn't want to focus. It does. There we go. I have. That end is coming out a little bit there. Have to fix that. Yeah, so 1x1 rib cuff, and then I did a 7x1 rib leg. I think I did like 40 rounds. 40 or 50 maybe. I think of 40. And then I did my Fish Lips Kiss heel. And then for the foot, I just did the 7x1 rib on the top of the foot, and then just plain stockinette for the bottom with a classic toe decrease. I love these socks. They're so pretty, and I wear them all year round, even though they're like somewhat Christmassy. Doesn't really matter. I just enjoy them. So yeah, I'm happy to have these done. And as soon as I finish these, I cast on 2 more pairs of socks. So I'm gonna share about those next. I think that's it for FOs. Yes. So now I will talk about the sock whips. We'll just jump right into that since I'm already talking about it. So I think I shared in the January podcast that I got some yarn from Polka Dot Creek. So Polka Dot Creek Yarn is a yarn store in Airdrie, Alberta. I am located in Ontario, Canada, and so I just love to support Canadian yarn dyers as much as I can. I know there's so many more in the States, and I love their yarn as well. So yeah, I'm also buying from them, but I like to support Canadian when I can. And I love Polka Dot Creek yarn. It's like my favorite thing ever. Obsessed. So I got just gonna show this. The Cheers to New Year's 2024 self-striping sock set. So this is a self-striping yarn. I believe it's 6 stripes. And you don't know what the color is before you buy it. So it's like when you get it in the mail, yay, I got my Cheers to New Year's. And then with the intent of casting it on New Year's or whatever, it doesn't have to be, but I think that was the intent. And then it comes with 3 10-gram mini skeins. I have 2 of them still in the hank form. The other one's in mangled because I've already started knitting it. And this is the sock yarn, but it's a stellina, like a sparkly, I don't know if you can see that. A little sparkly, so beautiful. So I'm not very far in these at all, but I'll show them anyways. So I've got the cuff done, the 20 round 1x1 twisted rib cuff for these. I like the twisted rib because it's nice and neat and tidy. It doesn't look as messy like if you're a loose knitter. So I really like that cuff, and I am just barely started on the stockinette stripes. So I've done the 1 pink stripe. I'm moving on to navy now, it looks like, but they're gonna be very, very cute. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I'll use these 2 skeins for the heel and toe. So have that somewhat started. These needles are the Knitter's Pride carbons. So they're double pointed needles. They have like a metal tip, and then the body of the needle is like carbon fiber, plastic of some kind. And I'm using 2.5 millimeter double points for the body. I used 2.25s for the ribbing, just because I wanted it to be really tight, as tight as I could get it. I'm really liking these needles so far. I know that like the lip, there's a little bit of a lip, obviously. I knew that when I first got them. So my yarn does like snag on that a little bit. And if you're really picky about like smooth transitions off your needles, you may not enjoy these needles. I don't really care that much, but they feel good to work with. They're not like cold. They don't really clink too much. I don't really hit my needles together a whole lot, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this sock so far, and I love the sparkles. So good. I'm not putting any pressure on myself to get these done. It's already February, so I don't really, I have no choice but to not care about it, you know? So they'll get done when they get done. I have other things that I'm excited about, and those socks have kind of taken a back burner just because of that, and I am letting myself be okay with that. So that is that for those socks. I'm going to share the other socks that I have cast on. Give me a second. All right. So this is my first pair of scrappy socks ever, you guys, ever. And they're kind of a mess right now because I have not weaved in any of my ends, but just share them here. So these are I'm calling them my Valentine's Day scrappy socks. So I have dug through my yarn stash and found how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 skeins / scrappy pieces of pink, red, and white yarn. I love pink yarn. I love pink, and Valentine's Day is like all things pink and red. So I had this idea. I don't know why it came to me. I feel like maybe it was like the crazy sock lady making scrappy socks, and I was like, I really love those. And they're just fun. I don't know. So I had the idea to dig through my yarn stash and look for all the pink yarn I have, and I have way too much. That's what I established. I'm like, this is a lot. So I might have to, I'm going to make 2 pairs because I have enough to make 2 full pairs, one for me, one for my mom probably. But I started the first pair here. So I have them on, I'm knitting them 2 at a time, which is very fun. On my 32-inch Shoukd. This is a 2.5 millimeter, I believe. I wish I had a little bit of a longer cable for the 2 at a time, but I'm making do with what I have, and it's working for me. I love these socks so far. I'll give you just a close-up one more time. So this is a 2x1 rib, 20 rounds. And then I started with the stockinette with this little strip of red. I'll just tell you the colors quick here. So the pink is the Fangirl Fibers Taylor Swift yarn that I got. This is the color Sweet Nothing. This little strip of red is from Woolberry Fiber Co. It's just from a mini skein set that I had bought. It doesn't have a color name. This burgundy-ish dark mauve color is also Fangirl Fibers in the color You're on Your Own, Kid. And then I had just started working on the next pinkish color, and that is Polka Dot Creek's Neapolitan. It looks like this, pink and brown. I got this in the, why can't I think of the name right now? My Advent, the 12-day speckled Advent. That's from Polka Dot Creek. So those are the 4 colors that I have in my sock so far. I'm really loving how scrappy and like sort of dysfunctional it looks, but they're gonna be so nice. I don't know how long I'm gonna do the leg yet, but I'm just gonna keep going with the Neapolitan for a little bit here, and then I'm gonna add in some other colors. So I'll quick share those with you. Give me one sec here. Get them over here. So this, oh, I don't even know what this yarn is. I bought this yarn from Rose's Fine Yarns in Fonthill, Ontario, very close to my house. It's a random pink stock yarn. I have no idea what this is. I don't know the color name. I don't know. You know what? I'm talking about it and I'm like, there's a label in here. I do know. It's Stroll. No, I didn't buy it from, what am I saying? Forget everything I just said. That's so funny. I didn't know. That's why you keep the labels inside the ball, because then you know what the yarn is. It's Stroll, fingering weight, in the color Dogwood Heather. That is hilarious, you guys. I'm like talking all about making up a story, basically. That's so funny. I don't even know why I bought this, but it is a sock yarn that you can buy now that you know the color. That is so funny. Anyways, Stroll from Knit Picks. This little itty bitty skein that I have here, this is from Sewrella Yarn. This is the first hand-dyed yarn I ever bought, and that's how much I have left of it. This is the color Bohemia from Stella. She's from Hamilton, Ontario, very close to me as well. And I treasured this yarn when I first bought it. I did not use it for a very long time. So that will be going in the sock, a little stripe of that. This hot pink is left over from my Merry Grinchmas socks from Long Dog Yarn that I just finished. So I'll be using that up, which is really good. That's a Cindy Lou Who color. This is from Yarn Ink, the colorway Snowflake. I have quite a bit left of that I made. I'm actually wearing the socks. These Valentine's Day socks with that Snowflake colorway. Very nice. Oh, and there's the pink, I think. Is it? Yeah, this is the stroll. Anyways, I'm just on a tangent right now. Yes, so I'll be adding a little bit of that into the socks. This is also from Woolberry Fiber Co. Just a mini skein set. Does not have a colorway name. It's a pretty pink. And then this last one is from Fangirl Fibers. The colorway Karma from the Taylor Swift Advent that I got. So I'll be adding all of those pinks and reds into my sock, and I'm excited to see how it looks in the end. It's gonna be super fun. So that's why I said those New Year's ones kind of took a back burner, because I was just so excited about these. And yeah, that's okay. It's Valentine's Day. It is February the 9th today. So it's definitely pink, a month of pink for me. Okay, I'm moving on. We're done talking about socks. I need a coffee break. My coffee's all the way on the ground. It's a long way down. Okay, what's next? I'm gonna quick talk about the Sophie scarf. So I think I chatted about this last time. I believe I had this already going. I don't really know, but I will show it to you now. So this is the Sophie scarf by PetiteKnit. I'm using Knitting for Olive, just the merino, and then the Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair in the color Dusty Rose. Let's see if I have a label. Nope, I don't. I'm pretty sure it's Dusty Rose or Rose Clay or something. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why I don't have the label, but I don't. Anyways, yes, so I am just starting on the decreases, so I'm going to be going back to point on the other end, but I just love how this is looking, and it's super fuzzy and nice. I don't know if you can see that. Definitely can. I don't know if I'm going to put it in my hair, like use it as like a hair piece, or actually like a little scarf wrapped around. We'll see. I just wanted to use up this yarn in a fun way, and this pattern is so satisfying. I love the garter stitch, and then this applied I-cord edge is so fun. I've never done an applied I-cord edge, and I love it so much. It's so beautiful. So that is that. I don't know what else I want to say about this. The needles I'm using are just some extra knit picks. They're just double pointed needles. I have stoppers on them right now so this doesn't slide off. There's the Radiant color. Do not know what size this is. 3 something. I guessed the last time as well. Should have probably looked at that, but anyways, I just wanted to quick show you that. It's not done, but so you'll be seeing it again one more time, I'm sure. At least one more time. Okay, I'm moving on. What's next? Oh, I'll show you my temperature blanket here quick. When I finished the Trinigan, I was like, I'm gonna finish all my projects. I'm so excited. La 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 la. So I pulled out my temperature blanket. Most of you probably don't even know that I was making one because I haven't showed it on here in forever. So I will just quick grab it here, okay? All right. So I started this blanket in 2023, technically a whole year ago. So the temperatures are from the year 2022. I spent an entire year writing down all of the temperatures, the average temperatures of each day, and made a blanket out of it. So 2022 was a big year for me. I got married, I graduated, I got a job. It was a big year. So I thought I need to have a blanket to remember this year by. And it's still not done, but it will be done someday. So I'm holding it backwards right now. But the bottom, right by my feet, is January. All those cold temperatures are blues and whites and like grays. And then it moves into this mustardy color, which is kind of like springtime. And then the really red, dark red, kind of orangish colors is the summer. If you can see that. So that's like July and August. These really dark red stripes are like super hot days. We only had like 4 or 5 days of that. And I am currently in November, so I'm almost done. We're getting into cooler days again here. This is like +10, I think. And December is probably gonna end with a little bit more of this blue on the other side. So guys, I am so close to finishing this now. Like I am very, very close. So it's just a matter of pushing through it and getting it done. I have all the yarn and everything. Nothing's stopping me. Just my lack of motivation. That's all. So yeah, this is the linen stitch. I'll talk about that for a minute. It's just a single crochet, chain one, and then you single crochet in the chain one space of the row below. Very pretty. It makes them kind of like blend together and make it more of like a gradient. It's not just like straight stripes, which would also be nice. At first I wished that it was kind of straight because everyone was like, wait, which row is which? But I kind of like it. I don't know. It's different. And it is hard to tell like up here because I've got like a green row, then a mustard, then a green, and it looks like they're stacked. I don't know. Anyways, it's fine. But I just like how they kind of blend together a little bit more that way. This yarn is Lion Brand Woolies, just the worsted weight. So it's got a little bit of wool, a little bit of acrylic, and it's so cozy and nice. I'm very excited to have it done, and I made it decently big. My husband was like, I need this to be huge, because he really wanted to use it, obviously. So yeah, I don't know what else I want to say about this. I'm not going to talk about the colors until I'm completely done, because you will see this again, hopefully soon, when I get this done officially. So I'm just going to share that with you for now. I've done quite a bit actually, since the last time I shared this. So yeah, there's a fun little update for you with the temperature blanket. I am going to share my last whip with you. This is probably the most, I've got it here. Where's it? There it is. Got it. This is probably the most exciting whip that I've started in the past month, in my opinion. Just because it's a big one. Another big one, not as big as the Trinigan. It's gonna be faster than that, I hope. I have it in my Fleece and Harmony bag. There is 007, James Bond. That's the sheep's thing, if you were wondering. This is the sweater number 9. You guys, I am obsessed. Okay, I don't know how to show you this nicely. We'll go like this. Maybe. Yeah, that's good. All right, so as you can see, this is a top-down sweater, a mock neck. So I've already done the neck, and I am working on the raglan increases right now. So look at that definition down the raglan increases. I'm absolutely obsessed with the, oh, it's so good. The definition is amazing. That is what drew me to make this pattern. There's really only like one picture on the pattern, the front of the pattern, and it just shows those beautiful and the mock neck, obviously. So that, it's a statement right there. It's so beautiful. I'm really hoping my mock neck isn't too long. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. I really don't want it to have to fold over or be scrunched in my neck. I don't have the longest neck in the world, but I guess I could try it on. I think in a little bit, once I do a couple more increases before I split for the sleeves, I'm going to try the whole thing on and see how it's looking. But yeah, it's so beautiful. I'm very excited about this. The yarn is, I'm sorry, I'm going back. I'm like a squirrel today. I feel like I've been all over the place. This is the sweater number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I did not say the person who made it, but I think if you know anything about knitting patterns, you know that when it says sweater number 9 or whatever, camisole number 7, it's from My Favorite Things Knitwear. This is the first pattern I've done by them. So far it's been super easy. Like, the pattern's very well written. I got gauge, which was very exciting. I'm using a 7mm knitting needle. I had to go to my local yarn store because every single knitting needle set that I have did not have a 7mm. It skips over. It goes like 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 8, 10, 11, 12, or whatever. I'm like, where's the 7mm? So I went and specifically bought 7mm needles. So these are the Knitter's Pride wooden needle tips, and I have cute little needle stoppers on there, little snowflakes. And I'm using my Luca cords that came with my blush knitted needle set. They fit perfectly. I've never had any troubles with using different needle tips with cords. So I've mixed and matched Knit Picks, Knitter's Pride, Luca's all together, and I've never had a problem with them not screwing on. So it's nice that I can use these because they're the swivel. So I like that aspect. The guy at the store was always like, you can't mix and match, you have to buy the cords. He's probably just saying that because he wants me to also buy cords. But I said, nope, I'm good. I have cords that work with it. So I really enjoy these needles, actually. They're nice. They're a pretty color. Haven't had any problems with them so far. I have my really pretty progress keeper. I'm actually using it as a stitch marker right now, just beginning of round. This is from Fangirl Fibers. Very cute. And this yarn is the Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino in the color cream. So beautiful, you guys. I've heard some reviews about people complaining about it splitting. I have not had any problems with that. So I love this yarn. It's not really soft. I would say it's more toothy, but it's not like itchy either, I wouldn't say. And I'm holding it with Knit Picks Aloft in the color white. Yes. So these two together is a dynamic duo. It calls for Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair, but I wanted a little more cost-friendly alternative, and this is like the greatest mohair ever. I love Knit Picks for their mohair. So yeah, these two together, it's very beautiful. Working out very nice. I'm so excited to continue working on this. Yeah, it's gonna work up fast just because I'm using 7mm needles. It's a worsted weight plus a mohair, so it's kind of like a bulky. I've never knit a sweater with bulky yarn, so it's super fun. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. That is all I have to say about that right now. I'll continue to give you updates as I go with the sweater. Hopefully the mock neck is not too long. We'll see. And that is it for whips, everyone. I have some crochet things, but they're just animals, and I usually share those on my Instagram. I don't really need to talk about them here because they're not really for me. I might make them to sell, so yeah, and they're not really done, so they look kind of weird right now, but I'm gonna share a few things I've got. So my birthday was a couple days ago. I turned 26. Yay me. Feel very old. Not really, but I'm closer to 30 than I am to 20. So that's old. It's okay. I'll be fine. But I got this really cute little, I'm gonna use it as a project bag. That's what my mother-in-law wanted me to use it for. It's a, I can't pronounce this, Jal Raven bag. These are super popular. It's the mini, and I love the handles at the top. It has like 2 handles so you can hang on to it. This, you don't have to wear it as a backpack, but you can. And yeah, I'm just excited to put some knitting projects in here. It is my favorite color, hot pink, and it needs to be worked in. It's very like crunchy right now, so I'm excited to get using this. Just wanted to share that with you quick because it's sort of like a project bag. And I did get a little bit of yarn from Sewrella Yarn. She had released her Gilmore Girls collection back in December, and I am absolutely obsessed with Gilmore Girls. I love that show. I've watched it probably like 5 times through all the seasons, and it's my favorite show ever. I love it. Anyways, so I bought some yarn from that collection because I couldn't resist. I'm terrible. So this, oh, you guys, look at how beautiful this yarn is. This is the I Smell Snow sock set. So this big colorway is I Smell Snow. It's got the beautiful pinks and whites and blues. And the mini to go with it is Dance Marathon. So if you've watched the show, the Dance Marathon is like this thing that they do in Stars Hollow, and Lorelai and Rory did it together. It's basically when you dance around and whoever's the last couple standing wins. And it's like this super long all day thing. And that episode is like pivotal in Rory and Dean's relationship. They break up in the end of that, at the end of the marathon. So I just love the icy blue with this I Smell Snow colorway. It's gonna make a really pretty like wintry sock. Not this year, maybe next year, but I'm just happy to have it in my hands. And this is the nylon sock. So it's an 80/20 superwash merino wool nylon. Love it. So nice. So that's that. And then these 2 other skeins. This color is You Should Write a Book. So this colorway is based on the scene where Jess comes back in the Year in the Life. So it's like an after the actual seasons. It came out a couple years ago, and it's like Jess and Rory's relationship. Basically, he wants her to write a book about her life, and Jess is, I love all of Rory's boyfriends, but Jess has a special place in my heart, and this brown is absolutely beautiful. I plan to make some more squares for my crochet granny square blanket with this yarn. So that's why I got 2, because I'm going to use it as like the main color. I will post a picture of that as well. My blanket that I'm working on, it's going to be years and years and years in the making, but this will be another one of the main colors that I use for the outside of those granny squares. I love this color, and that it's Gilmore Girls related is even more special to me. And this is the classic sock. So the other one was nylon sock. This is the classic sock. So it's just 100% superwash merino wool. No nylon in this one. 2-ply, very nice, very squishy. All right, that is it for yarn. That is it for everything, I think. I don't have anything else to share right now. Thank you so much for watching, and if you made it this far, thank you. If you're new here, continue to watch every month. I usually post a regular podcast like this every month. I try to, at least. I'm getting better at that. And sometimes I post extra videos in between. So subscribe if you liked this video, and leave a comment if you have any questions. I'd love to hear from you. Have a great week, everyone, and happy making. Bye.